Now, it's been almost a year. It feels like we're just seeing, at this point, further escalation. Further escalation from the Russians in terms of the new offensive that we seem to be seeing on the ground right now with a lot more troops. Also, further escalation from NATO in terms of what they're willing to provide to the Ukrainians on the ground. Is that accurate, and do you think that's likely to continue over the coming months?
I would not call this escalation. I would call it dynamic adjustment to a changing situation on the battlefield. So let me be very, very clear.
Yeah.
The fundamental job of NATO is to defend allies. Territory, population, soon to be 32 allies, okay? That's our number one job. The other thing that we do in NATO and also allied nations individually and partners of NATO individually is helping Ukraine in a dynamic way. There's no escalation. There is a changing nature of the battlefield. And it's normal in a way that this kind of support we give them reflects the reality on the ground. Helping them means also to help them with the things they need according to this stage and future stages of the war, but also avoiding the risk of escalation between Russia and NATO. And that's something that we do. It's sometimes a fine line. That's sometimes complex in terms of political and strategic things, but we do that simultaneously, defending allies, helping Ukraine, and avoiding escalation. I come back to the idea of escalation. There is no intention from our side to escalate this into a war between NATO and Russia. And secondly, we see no capacity from Russia to escalate in a conventional way with us. Mm-hmm. We see not the intent and no other capabilities. Of course, we see the nuclear saber rattling around nuclear and the communication around that, which is dangerous in itself. But we don't see a real risk of Russia having the intent or the capacity. They barely resist in Ukraine. How can they think they can engage with a much more potent alliance, which is NATO?